All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Card Talk. I'm Ryan, joined as always by Tyler and Lou. Have a lot to get into on today's Card Talk episode, including a $12+ million Mickey Mantle. Ty wants to talk about the U.S. Open, where we want to get to Lou's Leeds. Jay put that in there, and I'm baffled that's now become a segment. That's wild. We'll do college football takes, play of the week, latest launch, and we may have time for some questions. So we'll see. But let's just get right into it. Let's start with what's on your mind. I almost went into Lou's Leeds, but it's got me so off track. So Lou, we'll start with you since apparently I just can't get over that.
We'll talk about it later. What's on my mind today? I think it's a pretty light week, to be honest. Like, I'm just thinking about the NFL season coming up. I went to a show this past weekend up in Suffern, New York. Shout out Suffern.
Nice. How was that?
I'm gonna be honest, it was a little sus. It was really, really hot in the room, and I was trying to buy hockey cards, and no one would budge at all. There was a card that was worth like $200, and the guy was like $450 firm and wouldn't move. So tough to make a deal when you got a guy going 150% over what it's worth. So ended up walking away empty-handed that day, but it was a good time, and I think I need to try to go to the next Burbank show whenever that happens, because it sounds like that was the hotness of the weekend.
Yeah, Burbank was we were only there for 2 days, and it was insane. And I heard it was crazier. I heard it was crazier Saturday and Sunday. We were there. We flew out Wednesday. We were there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Show was Thursday.
It was really good.
Yeah, it was insane. But Ty, what's on your mind?
What was good with it? Can we get a little 411?
It was in like a Marriott Convention Center, like right from the 3 minutes from the airport. So, they filled the entire space, and they have capacity constraints out there in California. So like they had a line like wrapped around the building, like 3 corners of the building. I mean, it was nuts. So they've talked about, I talked to Rob and EJ and some of the guys that put it on, and they've looked at other spaces too. But if they had double the space, double the dealers, because they said they stopped selling tables and stuff like months ago. If they could double that show, it would quickly be one of the best 2 or 3 shows in the country. It's already a really good show. It was we bought some cool stuff, but if you double that, it would have been nuts. They could have filled it too.
Were there a good amount of transactions going on?
Yeah, the place was packed. It was packed. So it was nuts.
Better to go smaller the first time around. I'm sure next time it'll be
a
lot bigger and better.
You'd probably rather have a smaller show.
Mini national vibes. I know we had this the Suffern show was supposed to be a East Coast National. Is always kind of the biggest show of the year. Was that? Sounds like they got buried. Is Burbank the new mini national, West Coast National?
I think part of the problem with the Suffern thing was that it's in a different location than it normally is. That show's usually out at Hofstra or White Plains, and it was in Suffern, so it was hard to get to. From what I understand, I was talking to dealers a few hours I was there, and they were saying no one really knew how to get there. Once you got there, you had to find the building. It was hard to find it. So I think a lot of people just ended up not going to that show because it was too hard to get to.
Yeah, there was also a Denver show this weekend. Last weekend, I didn't go to that, but there was also a big Denver show. That's apparently a pretty good size show. I've never been to that one. That's going to be the tricky part about some of these shows is when you've got major shows running the same weekend, you're going to have big time dealers, big time buyers going to, different locations. But yeah, it sounds like the West Coast needed that. I talked to some of those guys out there and to that big, huge, Dallas, Atlanta, some of the big shows like Boston, Chantilly, some of those shows. Sounds like the West Coast needed that, and it was definitely a good show. I would definitely go back.
Sweet.
So Ty, what's on your mind?
Serena was cool last night. Watching Serena, the U.S. Open is dope. My background, we're making moves. We're making some improvements. I spent the majority of yesterday hanging blinds,
Look at you.
Just like really domestic.
Interior designer.
Yeah. I got, some new pieces back there, some other pieces over there. Might go just fake background. Just going to keep everyone on their toes going forward.
Wait, pause. I have breaking news.
Explain.
The Vikings are waiving quarterback Kellen Mond.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's perfect. It happened on Card Talk. Oh, you hate to see it. That's freaking terrible.
You kind of
worse.
love to see it.
That's terrible. That's tough. Oh, gosh. Oh, boy.
Oh, man.
Tough scene for a lot of folks out there. That was
Third
like when
round
Jay
pick.
texted me Strevler should be the starting quarterback of the Jets. I'm like, my God.
Strevy was our best quarterback.
Strev ain't even sniffing the roster.
The Vikings picked Kellen Mond 1 pick before Davis Mills, and Davis Mills is starting for Houston, and their 3rd round pick from a year ago is now being cut. Wow.
I feel really bad that Kellen Mond got cut. That sucks. Real life is tough. All that. It's very funny that Ryan said he was going to start this year.
Let's not get carried away like that's what I said would happen. I just said that they would look at other options because Kirk Cousins stinks. That was the mistake. It was putting more emphasis that Kirk Cousins stinks, not that Kellen Mond was good. Let's be clear. And I was wrong.
Like
I was wrong
horse,
regardless.
Like the dark horse MVP pick. Like the consensus dark horse MVP pick is Kirk Cousins.
Consensus, like awesome under the radar quarterback option.
Agreed. Like vanilla as can be, but can win games and put up numbers. And I looked into this and I'm like, dude, I was so wrong. I'm an idiot.
It was tough.
So,
it was tough.
I love it. All right, we'll take that.
But I will be right on the Malik Willis take.
I think that's possible.
I'm doubling down on that take.
I think that's
doubling
possible.
down.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Serena was sweet. Opening night, U.S. Open. Came out. All the stars are out. She did some clean work. I think it was 6-3, 6-3. They held like a huge celebration after for her. It was going to be win or lose because I think her next match is against the number 2 ranked opponent. Also excited to see Emma Raducanu back at it. The U.S. Open in general is just sweet. Emma Raducanu, I think, pretty sure she won the U.S. Open last year.
Are you gonna go to the Open or
like unseeded? Yeah, I'm hoping to. I gotta hope maybe speak to you about that.
Not me.
What else? The Mbappe stuff's on my mind. Columbus is on my mind. I gotta really in my week off. These are the things I do in my week off, Ryan. I take the week off to get focused for Columbus.
You wouldn't miss your flight to Columbus, would you?
No.
If it was too early, I might miss it.
I've learned and focused and changed a lot since then.
He's growing.
I'm growing. But I'll be frank, London's super on my mind because I am gonna go to that show.
You're like locked in.
I'm like 95% confirmed. I'm pretty sure it'll just be. I'm only gonna go for one day because I'm gonna go to footy matches the other day. But let's see. October. Is it the 30th? 31st?
29th and 30th, I thought. That was
29th and 30th. So I'm going to be there on Saturday the 29th. I may go to Gunners Nottingham Forest the next day. And then it's NFT week the following week. NFT London is the week after. And then the following Saturday is the last Saturday before they break for World Cup. So all the games play at the same time. So I think I'm going to do a little 9-day London stretch, but I'm excited about that show.
9 days, holy cow.
Yeah, especially off the back of this Mbappe announcement, World Cup. Pretty sure they're in that Panini announcement was a little October World Cup Panini set. Maybe that comes out. Maybe that's popping at that show. So I'm going to London with heavy proper footy card vibes. And I'm excited about it. A couple players I've been talking to that I want to bring to the show. So those are the things that are on my mind.
Okay.
Maybe
I need to make an adjustment and come to London.
I think London's going to be really real. It's one of those things where Like I've gotten far more responses on Instagram than I would have expected to people talking about that show.
The problem is I want to go to Denver too,
That's fair.
so I need to figure that out.
Those are two
Denver's
separate
the same
places.
weekend?
It's Denver or the Patriots. It's one or the other.
The same weekend?
It's either the Patriots game or the Broncos game is the same weekend as that London trip, which makes it hard for me to go to.
Halloween in London does feel right. I'm going to get a nice costume with an accent.
Yeah, I like the idea of going for quite a few days and making a trip out of it, Thai style. Like I've never been anywhere outside the U.S., outside of Canada and the Bahamas. So I think that would be kind of cool to visit London. I know Reg has been to Italy before for work and would love to go to London. So I think it would be cool. What's on my mind? Ohio State's one of Ohio State's biggest 2 or 3 games of the year is this weekend. College football is back.
Don't worry, Notre Dame is just ranked high like they are every year, so that it drives more media.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody, a Notre Dame fan. Like, I hope it's like competitive though. Like, I don't want Ohio State to like 49-10 Notre Dame and like have this big head and overlook Iowa. Middle of the year. Like I don't want that. So I'm hoping it's competitive, but yeah.
It's a bold way to stroll into the season.
That was a lot of confidence.
Looking for a competitive opening game.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want to just smoke? I would want to beat the brakes off of Notre Dame.
I mean, I don't like Notre Dame, but like, I don't want it to be like, I don't want it to be 24-27, but I don't want it to be like 100-3.
I'd take beating a top 5 team 49-7 every day.
Yeah, I guess that's
true.
I don't know. I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose to. I don't want to lose to Purdue or Iowa again because we're just we're the best thing on earth. Who, Ohio State?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's not what I want.
I hear you. You want to be a little battle tested.
Yeah, I want to have like. Again, you're probably going to get it in the fourth, like later in the year when you play. You play Wisconsin, Iowa, Michigan State on the road. Like Ohio State's got some tough games. They play Penn State in Penn State. Like I know it's not a whiteout game, it's still Penn State. Like then they play Michigan at home. Like Ohio State's got some. Like they have a tough schedule this year, especially when you open at home against Notre Dame. But
it's at Columbus, huh?
Ohio State, Notre Dame.
Yeah, I thought it was like a neutral site or something.
No, I have tickets.
Wow.
I'm so excited. There's nothing I like. There's not much I enjoy more than like fall Saturdays in the Horseshoe. Like, and that's why I'm excited for you guys to see it because like
it's great vibes.
I care that much about it. Like, it's a big deal. Like, there's not many places I would rather be than in the Horseshoe on a Saturday in the fall. Like, it's immaculate.
I have 2 things on my mind. I didn't mention Penn State opens the college football season essentially. There was that like weird Scott Frost Nebraska thing.
Love week 0.
Yeah, week 0 classic.
No,
Thursday night, Penn State, Purdue, 3.5 point spread. Anytime you got 3.5 points means it should be a good game. Means I need to be focused on Thursday.
That's right.
Yeah, it's just tough. But Purdue, I think actually has a decent team. To my understanding, they got a classic Purdue
program.
Yeah, classic Purdue program. It's like every 4 years they're like mini cycle and a major cycle. Tomorrow night, Wednesday night, I got my fantasy draft, which I just gotta be better this year. Historically, I'm a mid-tier fantasy person.
Yeah.
Historically,
that sounds about right.
Little hours in. Jay, don't come on here talking Purdue is my team. Let's go. Come on, get out of here with that.
I was gonna go to Purdue until a last second pivot.
You didn't though. And then lastly,
that's like some Lou Janu type stuff.
That is like some Lou Janu type shit. If you're Ryan Johnson, likes 14 NFL teams. What time?
Sneaky. I have a big golf match.
Ooh,
against Truba and Lindgren.
Wow. What a squad.
Nate and I versus Truba and Lindgren.
What a squad.
And then lastly, the way that you say you can't wait for us to come to the Horseshoe on a fall Saturday, like we talked about this a little bit, but like I hate Ohio State. There's one side of me that can be like, all right,
The pageantry.
Enjoy the pageantry, college football, like
It's
get
all about the
there, and
pageantry.
I can get there for sure. But like I, at the same time, like there's also
you
the
wearing
other
Penn
side of
State?
the coin. It's just like I don't.
Are you
Ohio
wearing
State
Penn State
sucks.
stuff or no?
Yeah, I'll probably wear a jersey. Yeah. Oh, a nondescript. Penn State has some pretty nondescript kits. Just like
Not in that building. They're not
just like
nondescript.
white with a blue number instead of
Yeah,
red.
when every single person has red on and you show up in navy, you'll stand out like a sore thumb.
What's the name of the mascot?
Brutus?
The Buckeye.
What's his name?
Brutus?
I think that's the best mascot in college sports.
First off, the Nittany Lion is a far superior mascot.
Oh, I
my
love Brutus.
When he goes with the ears, Penn State.
The ears are great. I do love the
God.
ears.
The ears
But I
are
like
good.
Brutus a lot, and I think I like his head is fun.
The head is
Yeah.
it's a top tier head.
It's a top tier.
It's a top tier head.
It's like that
360. I don't know, but like it's a top tier.
Brutus versus the Stanford Tree in NCAA 14 was the vibe.
That is peak college football for NCAA.
Yep.
I mean, that is
Tree
peak
versus
college
Brutus.
football. The mascot matchup. I mean, that's just that's what we're looking for.
Right. Are you sad about college football at all when you think that USC and UCLA are both going to be Big Ten teams?
No, I'm excited. I love college football more than any other sport. Like nothing in the world I enjoy more.
Do you feel that? Oh no, I don't disagree with you. Like college football is the best, but when I think about USC and UCLA playing in the Big Ten, like I feel it flies.
You
in the
just
face
can't
a little
tell me
bit
you
of
just
like
don't
this
love like a.
pageantry.
You just can't tell me you just don't want like you're not looking forward to like a Saturday night 10:30 West Coast football. Ohio State's in the in Pasadena or in wherever like Pasadena's where
Doesn't feel like Big Ten
Isn't that
college
where they
football
play?
to me.
Yeah, I mean that sounds awesome. That sounds electric. Ohio State traveling to the West Coast to play a late night game on Saturday night. Yes,
It'll be electric for sure, but it definitely is not the tradition.
You're picking up what I'm putting down, Lou?
Yes. It's cool, but it's not tradition, and tradition is what matters.
A lot. Like why Ohio State will be so amazing on a Friday or on a Saturday in the fall is like it's tradition. You're gonna have like generations of Ohio
UCLA
State
plays
people,
best.
like all this, and then it's like you're gonna be playing in a Pac-12 game on a Saturday night.
Nah, but that's what I like to
It'll
talk
be
about.
cool, but it's also a big change.
It's different. Yeah.
Sure. But again, like it goes back to the Ohio State point, like you guys seeing that, like I would love to go to Ohio State, Penn State for a whiteout, like card talk for a whiteout, or like Georgia versus Florida in Georgia. Like I want to go to like Alabama, LSU, like in Baton Rouge, like that sounds fun. Like I don't like Alabama or LSU. I hate the SEC.
Yeah.
But that sounds
like a Tennessee, Arkansas.
No, that sounds awful. At least I want to see
Feels
good
that's
football.
where there's
No,
some
I would do any game at Tennessee.
There's some
Yeah.
real tradition. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I just think it would be fun. Like as a college football fan, I do not like those teams, but I respect the tradition and I would love to see. I just know what it means to me to be in Ohio Stadium for a big game. Like I would love to take in somebody else's big game and understand what that's like. And I just think that,
Completely
a lot of
agree.
mutual respect.
Completely agree. USC, UCLA, I would love to go to that game. A proper SEC game, I'd love to go to. Little Big 12. What does that game? Rush
Red
River
River
Shootout,
Rivalry?
Red River Rivalry. Like
Yeah, it used to be Red River Shootout, and then they had to change it.
all those would be great. UCLA playing at the Shoe on a Saturday in like October is a different vibe.
The real way to say it is like Washington State versus Purdue is not the hottest.
Yeah, it's just like all right, like just give me
Sounds
Purdue,
like more of a non-conference
Iowa.
game.
Like,
Yeah,
give me Purdue,
yeah.
Iowa. Like,
Yeah, it sounds like that's like the Texas Car Care Bowl or something.
correct.
Sure. All right, let's move on. We've got a lot to get into. I know Ty brought it up earlier. Ty hinted at it, said we would talk about it later. But I think we would be underplaying the Mbappe news with Panini if we didn't talk about that. I think that's a major deal. We've talked about this before in the 2+ years we've done Card Talk about what Mbappe, like how hard that chase has been for companies, and like what it would mean for cards, right? He's won a tie, right? I don't want to say anything crazy here. We thought Pulisic was the mess, was Messi, and we're finding out that's not the case. I just want to make sure, like Mbappe is all time good.
They're two different stratospheres.
Yeah.
Okay,
They're not
just
even
making sure. I don't want Lou and I to get like a little confused and like be misled, but yeah, Mbappe, big
deal. Do you
deal.
not have faith in me?
No, it's not that I don't have faith in you. It's just Lou and I were definitely I think we were led a little astray on Pulisic. Just a little.
He requested a transfer and he didn't get it.
He's being held hostage.
He is being held hostage.
I mean, the club he plays for just had to be transferred for $4 billion because the owner was Putin's best friend. Like, there's a little turmoil happening, all right?
All right.
There's like a little unrest at the club, okay?
But Mbappe signing autographs, exclusive. It sounds like exclusive trading cards and exclusive memorabilia for Panini. That sounds expensive. It doesn't sound cheap.
Sounds like he was ready to get a couple bags and he got them.
He's been setting up the bags. He's definitely been doing some business in the back end. He did a So Rare deal. So the way that I almost see it, I think the Topps deal was a PSG deal that he probably did through PSG, not almost direct with Topps, if that makes sense. So he did like a one-off like thing with PSG, and that's how they did that. And then he did his own personal deal with Panini. What it says is, according to Panini, Mbappe's first autograph cards from the company will be in 2022 Panini National Treasures Road to the World Cup. So they're doing a NT Road to the World Cup.
Yeah, it's Road to Qatar. I think it comes out in September.
France,
yep.
Mbappe RPA is gas.
Can you imagine what that's going to sell for? Oh my goodness.
Currently scheduled to come out in September. And then Panini Prism World Cup will follow in October. And
he's in that
Panini
too.
Eminence at the end of the year.
Oh, correct. And an Eminence. They haven't had Eminence since 2016. Ooh, Mbappe. Like this is where it gets fun. Like imagine a Mbappe, Ronaldo, Messi, Haaland quad auto. I mean,
nasty.
Just in. I'm in on that.
Yeah.
That sounds insane.
So,
doesn't France have Jordan jerseys? Like, what about a Jordan logo man?
I don't think France does. PSG does.
Real quick, Ty. I was just thinking about this because I think I might have misspoke. I just said Ronaldo, Mbappe, Messi, and Haaland. But if those are World Cup products, Haaland won't be in that.
So I think there's a catch because I think it's road to the World Cup, and they put the qualifying teams.
Gotcha.
Because I'm pretty sure that happened in the last road to the World Cup as well. Because USA didn't make it, but there was Pulisic.
USA right, yeah, stuff. You're right about that. That's how they get the good guy. That's how they get the hot guys in.
Understood.
Haaland's on fire at City.
Yeah.
Is he?
Scored a hat trick this past weekend. They're down 2-0.
Oh my goodness.
And
he scored a hat trick. How many goals has he scored?
He's just a machine. You watch this guy and I through the whole Haaland craze was like, he's not making the World Cup, what have you, this, that. You watch this guy. He, to me, is one of the most I'm searching for the word. To me, when I think about up-and-coming athletes, he's the most young, confident, aggressive, good, humble. Like, I don't know if there's anyone. He reminds me a little bit of Anthony Edwards. It has almost
swag.
He has almost more bravado. Haaland's bravado is just like, I know how good I am. I'm the best, and I'm going to work harder than everyone, and I'm not going to talk about it. I just want to win and score goals. Whereas Anthony Edwards is a little bit more 360.
Like
but
Brago vibes, like I'm the greatest of all time.
Yeah. Yo, his third goal was like, you don't see it. It was like, you're small, you're tiny, you're not going to be able to touch me, so I'm just going to hold you here. I'm better.
Hit him with this?
Did
he hit him with it?
I can't see. Oh, too small?
Did you hit him with the hand?
No, he just runs. Like, he could run like 4 miles after his goal and just like is smiling happily. Like, he just loves scoring goals. So that man is bad. That man is super bad.
Yeah, it's going to be if Messi is in Eminence, National Treasures, and Prism, like those are big products for soccer. That's a big deal. Definitely. Side note, we haven't talked about this a lot, but it's interesting to think about what that deal means. Like, is that a Panini doubling down, not selling to Fanatics? Is that a Panini, hey, this sweetens the deal with Fanatics? Like that's an interesting type play there, right? You know, Panini set to lose the basketball and football licenses in a few years. That's a major investment into soccer. Like I don't think you can get a bigger investment in soccer than Mbappe.
No, you can't.
I agree. I mean, to me, it signals. I don't Panini Fanatics thing. To me, it signals that Panini is invested in the continued growth of the soccer market, and if they're going to do that, you're going to obviously see other companies continue to be in the space as well. I just think it's a good, healthy sign for the hobby based in and around proper footy, which is like even doubles down on why I want to get over to London. I think that there's a real culture in and around footy cards. And I think we've got 2 World Cups from this date pretty much in the next 4 years and like 2 months, one of them being in the US. I think if you look at the Premier League, it's absolutely exploding. And I think if you look at the MLS, it's doing incredibly well. So, I mean, that's been my thing in the 3 years that we've known each other, Ryan. And obviously I think it's the biggest kind of like announcement almost to say the Topps thing was cool, but we've talked about Mbappe autos for 2.5 years. The Topps thing was a team set, different, but this to me is big. And I think all 3 of those products will be in high demand. And I think we're going to see a lot of chatter around, obviously, the World Cup. The Premier League to me is still, bubbling hard, and I'm pumped about it because I think it's something that also, like, the sport is such a global game, right? Yeah. We can talk baseball, we can talk basketball. Those are exported American cultures into other countries, right? But when we talk about eBay and when we talk about what's happening with the vault, we talk about all these different things. Like, there's a lot of demand to collect footy cards.
I agree.
Yep.
I think something that's interesting is, like, I think it's hard for a lot of people, myself included, as someone who's been very skeptical of soccer in this country. It's very easy to overlook the conversation of, like, the Premier League's getting hot in the US and, like, the World Cup is coming to the US and all that stuff, but it definitely feels a lot different. If you compared the feeling of, like, Premier League vibes right now to, like, even 2 years ago, it just feels completely different to me. In terms of, like, there's just way more people talking about it. It's more, I see it on my timeline more, and it's not because I'm following teams or whatever. Like, it's just more out there. So it definitely is happening for anyone who has been that skeptical like myself. I would say give it another chance before you just shut it out completely.
Real quick.
I can't believe Kellen Mond got cut.
I thought I was going to have more breaking news. Kellen Mond signs with the Patriots.
I just don't understand how I got lumped into Pro-Mond. That's just what
probably because you said Kellen Mond was going to play this year. That's probably why you're getting associated with Pro-Mond.
Went down a rabbit hole of the Vikings are 0-6.
No, we didn't say that. You said if the Vikings are 0-6, would somebody else play? Yes. If the Vikings don't win 6 games, I think they would give up on Kirk Cousins. Yes. Now,
you don't want to talk about it because you're embarrassed. It's okay.
All right, this is ridiculous. This is especially because one of the things on this list here is lose Leeds. I mean, are we serious with this? What kind of propaganda do we have going on here? I mean, my man Lou had an entire team for 2 months and just like, you know what? Nah.
Listen,
wild propaganda going on. This is outrageous.
You got to get ahead of it.
I was very clear
of fan commitment.
I was very clear that I was jumping ship, and I made that known to everyone. I apologize to the people of Sheffield, and I don't know what else to say. It's America's team. What do you want me to do?
Now, one thing that could be interesting is if Lou steps foot at a Leeds match this fall. I don't think there's any debate around who's Lou's team.
It's possible that I would attend the Leeds match this fall.
He's not going to switch back. He's not switching back. I mean,
Tyler is allowed to do this to me. You like 4 NFL teams. You like 13 college teams. Like,
but that's not the case. That's not the case.
You don't like the Patriots, the Browns, and the Bengals.
I like the Patriots. I root for Joe Burrow.
You don't root for the Browns. You had the Browns in the Super Bowl a year ago.
Yeah, and
Brian,
you
you've
picked
done
the
more
Packers.
episodes wearing a Bengals jersey than a Card Collector 2 kit.
No, that's ridiculous. I mean, that's not even remotely accurate. I've worn a Joe Burrow jersey like
Yeah,
three
what about when you
times or
took
less.
Yeah, what about when you were with Trevor Lawrence wearing a jersey together? What about that?
I'm rooting for Trevor Lawrence.
Rooting for Trevor Lawrence. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Rooting for Trevor
No,
Lawrence.
it's not. Like,
Lou, give us an update on your Leeds fandom one weekend.
Yeah, listen, it was tough. First, it actually was really unfortunate how they were like, we're putting them on USA, or they put USA, right? It was like, yeah, we're gonna take them off Peacock, put them on USA because everyone's so excited, and then they just get their shit rocked by Brighton, and just devastating. But we have a match today. The boys are back today.
Little Tuesday footy never hurt nobody.
Love
I'm definitely rooting against Leeds.
It's because you hate America. That's on you, bro.
Yeah, right. How you
I'm
gonna go there?
definitely rooting against Leeds. This show. There's some absolute nonsense going back, and this is all because Jay overpaid on Mike White cards. This is absolutely ridiculous.
It all goes back to that.
And to be clear, I voted for Jay to win Play of the Week that week. You guys did not.
I don't even know what you're talking about. How is that related to this?
Because
Because Jay's the one clipping all
five.
this stuff. Jay's the one clipping all this stuff. It's all just straight Tyler and Lou and all this nonsense. Like,
Maybe
yeah,
you haven't
Ryan
been-
likes Kellen Mond. Tough scene.
Maybe if you haven't been
Wild.
attacking him viciously for a year and a half straight, then
I mean, don't do things that, are worth attacking. I'm attacking you for switching teams. I mean, that's just wild.
Right. Can before we get into college football picks, can you give a quick synopsis on thoughts around one NIL? Will we see? I don't own any college football cards, and as a big college football fan, I'm not too like I could get it. I could see myself getting behind like an old school LeVar in a Penn State jersey, but like I haven't. I don't have too much interest in college product. Do you think one NIL is gonna like change that at all in terms of the product and how it's rolled out? And two, do you have a favorite college product or two?
Yeah, so I definitely think it will change. How soon, I'm not sure. I would imagine 6 to 12 months, you'll start hearing announcements about NIL stuff. I think it's going to be an interesting dynamic when you think about it, though. Because let's say you have, NIL products each year. Let's say you have Bowman University was one that had some active players in it, right? Topps released that. Didn't have access to the licensing, but I think Topps has worked deals now where they're getting the licensing. So let's say Topps releases Bowman University, right? And you've got Quinn Ewers rookie autos. His freshman year, you've got Quinn Ewers autos. Well, when Quinn Ewers starts at Texas in year 2, are you going to put Quinn Ewers in Texas? Probably, right? What happens when Quinn Ewers starts at Texas in year 3? You going to have Quinn Ewers autos in Texas again? Probably. He would probably be a chase card, right? You're going to have so many college football autos of these guys before they even get to their rookie year. And then you're going to make the college football products their rookie year, and you're going to have immaculate collegiate, or you're going to have immaculate NT, collegiate NT, collegiate NT, immaculate collegiate, NT collegiate, flawless collegiate, contenders draft picks, prism draft picks, a lot of the Panini products that we have now, right? Assuming this doesn't change, you're going to have a lot of those products their rookie year. It's just like, where's their rookie card? Which one are we counting? Is it their first one in the pros, first one in college? Like, I think that's an interesting thought when you really think about that. I mean, by the time Quinn Ewers gets to being drafted in 2024, Quinn Ewers might have signed up 50,000 autographs, might have signed 100,000 autographs.
Much like every other kid who was in college, but just wasn't getting paid for it.
Sure,
above board.
Sure. Yeah, and I don't think about it for like the average college football player, right? You take your Ohio State tight end or your middle of the pack Ohio State DN, like stuff like that. I don't think about it for that. I think about it for the guys that like will like have a major impact on cards, right? Quinn Ewers is likely going to be if he's anything like he is, that's a big rookie card to chase when he comes out. Having 500,000 autographs in your first 5 years of, NIL to a couple years in pro, right? First 2 years in the NFL, 3 years in college, 5 years, 500,000 autographs. That's a lot of autographs. That makes it hard to sustain value in time, right? Supply and demand. Are there 500,000 people that want a Quinn Ewers auto? Not saying there's not, but especially at prices we think his stuff could demand. If he's Luck, Manning, Elway, like some, transcendent football player, I think it's something to consider as cards move forward.
How do you think about like Trevor Lawrence, contenders autos, and that stuff?
There are certain stuff of that I like, but they definitely sign a lot. Like, I'm not oblivious to the fact that those guys have a ton of rookie cards. Like, they have a ton of cards.
A ton.
Right? I mean, yeah, I think that's always been it happens a lot in cards, but we compare like, everybody wants contenders because Brady had contenders, right? Like, that was Brady's big card. And then, right, so it was big for Mahomes, but like a lot of those guys were short printed. Like Mahomes, like Carson Wentz in 2016, I think he's at like 241, 271, something like that. It's a short print. Like, these guys now aren't short printed, but they also have 500, 75 other football products. Like, there's a lot of other football products. So it's not like it's hard to pull a Trevor Lawrence auto. I mean, just cards have developed and demand has grown so much since 2000. Brady was pick number 199. Trevor Lawrence was pick one. Pick one. So it's different. I think there are cards of Trevor Lawrence I have that I like and will keep in my collection and see what happens. Like a Prism Gold. I own a Trevor Lawrence Prism Gold. That was an expensive purchase. I like that. Again, desirable cards, like the premium cards of like Trevor Lawrence, like that. I think, see, it's tricky because like I also say, like, I couldn't imagine spending $57,000 on a Trey Lance National Treasures. So it's interesting. I don't want to talk out of both sides of my mouth.
Well, I'm like, we're joking around this morning on text. Like, I think someone bought one of the downtowns we made at Lou for $50, and we made like that fresco Trey card for like the show, and then you've got
let the record show I'm spending 50 on Fresco if I'm spending 50 on me. I'm just saying.
I think they're right there, equal value.
Fair enough.
But when I see Gas, which I believe is Network, and then there's also one other card company that I'm drawing a blank on that's doing like some NFT stuff. You've got Zero Cool. I just mean, who's the front runner to win Heisman? Who's the biggest? Who's the biggest name in college?
Stroud's the number one in Vegas.
Stroud.
Yeah, Stroud.
Could you see Stroud just putting out his own cards?
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody would be surprised.
That's going to like explode. I think the long tail of like that is going to get a bit interesting.
Yeah, like I think, and we didn't get to, this is a little bit of a left, like to go left, but seeing what happened last week with NetPro, however you feel about the prices, the single sales, I think, is something that's here to stay and going to continue happening. And then it's just a function of what company, or does Fanatics take advantage of this because they already have the infrastructure of like just building out the single direct to consumer sales, and just seeing what happens with all that is.
I think on certain products it makes sense, but that would also take it just can't happen at scale and across the board.
I agree. I think it's a bad idea.
That takes too much away from breaking. Breaking is such a big part of the business. It just doesn't make enough sense.
I think it's a bad idea, but it's something that I can foresee becoming a major part of the thing.
But that already happens now as well. Panini does it with Panini Instant. Right? They're just custom sets where there's 50 different guys. They all have RPAs out of 10, and you can buy one of the CJ Strouds. You can buy one of the Bryce Youngs. You can buy again. You're talking.
Let me ask you a question.
Fanatics.
Would you be stunned if next year Panini put out all of the Patty the Batty immaculate cards as single sales?
Yes.
I wouldn't be stunned by that.
Yeah, I would. I think they would do a Pantheon, right? Used to be a cool set Panini used to make back in the day. Pantheon. They will make a custom patch auto out of 25 Pantheon of Patty the Batty that is not sold in any product, doesn't exist in any product. It's its own release. They'll drop a 25 version, a 99 version, and then a base rookie card number to 199. They'll drop those three with one of his premier fights. They would drop one of those on their website where you could buy those. They would never take something out of a product that has potential to be broken and put it on release for sale on Panini's website. They would make a custom
because the
set.
margins, they make such great margins on pretty much the gambling aspect of breaking, right? Like
just saw Carlos
the upside
Alcaraz sell for
potential. Say that again.
They just saw Carlos Alcaraz sell for $3,000.
Yeah, but do we know, and I don't know this isn't a shot at NetPro. Does NetPro have other tennis, like, could they have sold other, like a full line tennis product?
I don't know. The point is they were able to sell they sold how many millions of cards last week? Just on
what I'm saying is it's not, it might be an or for NetPro, this or that. It's not an or for $1 billion company like Panini. It's a, hey, Patty the Batty will be an Immaculate, and we will have these Pantheon patch autos, and he'll be in Prism, and he'll be in this. Again, is that sustainable forever? I'm not sure, but to Panini, it's not a which one of these. It's a, hey, we can do all of these.
Yeah. What I believe we'll start to see college football. I don't know. Backup running back for Ohio, starting running back for Ohio State gets hurt in the first quarter. Backup running back comes in, 225, 3 tutties, 6 catches, what have you, against Notre Dame. They win. There's going to be a bag on his doorstep to sign shit and have it sold direct.
1,000%. Yeah,
1,000%. Who that comes from can look like anything.
Yeah, I mean, there's somebody
on the collector side. I think that's interesting.
There's going to be
at what point will people start doing the same way you're having the bullshit conversation around the Star Jordan rookie or the Nike promo or the Interlake or what's the rookie? I think when over time, at what point do we look back and say there's a side product from College Wise that not
it definitely
more.
I think about this especially when Fanatics is like, from what it sounds like, Fanatics wants to get product in arenas and sporting events, and they already got products in lids, right? Why not? This is 2001, we used to go to the games, and they would have these big uncut sheets of Ohio State football team, and you'd cut them up, and they'd have like Kroger was the sponsor on the back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have a Donnie Nicky one that was signed 15 years ago, right? Like they used to have team sets. What's to stop Fanatics from making a little blaster box that's $49.99 that you sell in the team store that has every single person on the roster has a trading card in there, and you get one autographed jersey and one autograph or jersey and one numbered card per box, and you sell those at every college football stadium in America. Penn State has them, Michigan has them, Ohio State has them, Florida has them, Arkansas has them, Wyoming has them, every college football stadium. Right now, you might make more of Ohio State than Wyoming, but as you're looking to grow sports cards, you can put those directly in there. Yeah, you don't think a little kid wants to pull a CJ Stroud auto or a Jackson Smith and Jigba auto or Travion Henderson jersey from a little box they can grab at the store? Like, I think that has potential. And like, again, on that same route, Topps does Topps Instant now. Panini does Panini Instant. They do these, hey, this happened, grab a card. When the third string running back for Penn State has 225 yards and 4 touchdowns against Michigan, that's a moment, right? What's to stop them from partnering with that athlete, getting a Topps Now card, print it in black 101, green out of 10, red out of 99, whatever it is, print them to sell and give him, it's, what is that? Like a royalty, right? Just give him a royalty on every single one that sells. Hey, every one of these that sells, we'll give you 20% of the sale. Use his name, print the cards. He doesn't have to do anything. He gets a free check. So I think there's a couple different ways that could go. But we got to move on. I know we've been talking about college football for a while. Shout out to people that are still listening. There was a major sale this weekend. We have not brought it up. We're a couple minutes in. $12+ million. Most expensive trading card ever sold?
I think so.
To my understanding.
Did
According
Jay
to
say it
Jay.
sold for more or did it sell for more or less than the Maradona Hand of God jersey?
More.
Sold for more
so
than
it's
the Maradona?
Yeah, 3 million more. Wow.
High watermark of sports memorabilia sales.
$12.6 million. That's insane. Do you think
And
we'll
it's
ever
SGC.
look? Do you think we'll ever know who bought it?
Yeah. I think there was a camera crew following the guy who sold it, and I would imagine that they found a way to find the buyer. Maybe.
Ty, you don't think so?
I don't know. Depends on how they feel about being public with that stuff. Like, it's one of two. You can either leverage that purchase for a lot of media opportunities. You could probably be doing a nice press tour, going around, and wearing a t-shirt or a hat like I am to kind of like I think Alt did that with a couple of their purchases like early on, of just like using that purchase as a form of marketing for whatever you may be up to. Or you may just be looking at it as a financial investment and think it's a smart play and tuck it away and don't want anyone to know who you are, because that can affect or impact other moves you're looking to make in the market. People know you bought that card. You want to make another deal. Cool. Another 20% on top just because of who you are. And, you got the bags. So I don't know. I don't know who this individual is or what the motives are, but I could see staying very quiet, or it being like a marketing. You can write off $2.5 million of it for like earned media and like go on Forbes, go on Today Show, go on all these things and talk about why you bought a sport card, Mickey Mantle, for $12.5 million. I don't think we've seen, or at least I haven't seen, any of that really come out yet, or an individual claiming. So once the kind of heat of the moment passes, you've kind of lost it. So it feels like they're going to stay more quiet, but not sure.
Yeah.
Like NetPro, for example, I'm pretty sure NetPro bought the big Serena card that like set the record for women's sports cards, and then uses that. Like if you go to their site, it says like we own, that. So from a marketing perspective, but yeah.
Yeah, big card, big 4 cards, definitely good. I mean, it's always nice to see cards get that kind of attention. I mean, all over the internet at the moment. I mean, it's on local news media here. It's on ESPN. It's on CNBC. It's on Forbes. I mean, it's literally everywhere. So, yeah, that's it's good to see. Man, just absolutely just getting buried in mentions for Kellen Mond. So shout out to you guys. Shout out to Jay for just absolutely just throwing me on this Kellen Mond hype train like I'm some Kellen Mond fan. I mean, just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a beep. I heard a rumor that we missed a beep last week, Jay. I don't know. Better clean that up. Just saying.
That's just, I mean, I cannot believe I got lumped in Kellen Mond is good. I just don't understand how that happened. And I just could not be more upset. Like, I mean, I knew news media took stuff and just really just clipped this, and just made it their own thing. But man, Jay,
you're saying Jay's fake news?
All right. How is it my fault that I clipped exactly what you were saying and played it?
Right.
You just clipped it in pieces.
I'll leave it at this.
Tyler
like tripled down.
Tannehill takes. He doesn't blame me. I just clip him and I put him on.
You kind of tripled down, and I even gave you a clarifying moment. I think you came over the top. I think you're doing a little revisionist history at the moment.
Nah.
Let's get into play.
My take was on Kirk Cousins stinks, not Kellen Mond is good, and somehow I became Kellen Mond's biggest fan overnight. I don't even own any cards of this dude. He's terrible. And I'm just like, just stinks. You hate to see it.
But maybe it starts with the Kirk Cousins stinks because he doesn't.
Kirk Cousins does I'm not a Kirk Cousins. I mean, he doesn't stink. I gotta quit saying that because he actually doesn't stink. He just seems like he stinks. He's just
credit to you for saying that.
That was the take.
You need to watch what you say. That's the takeaway from this whole thing. That's a you problem.
I can't believe I'm getting tagged in Kellen Mond all over Twitter. Matt Overton, former NFL player, tagged me on Twitter. He's a listener of the pod.
It's unfortunate.
He tagged me in Card Talk.
Matt.
I'm just, what are the? All right, let's get into let's get into play of the week. Let's see what we
Let's
got.
do it.
It's been a
All
show
right.
for you.
Yeah. Juiced cards. Play of the week submission. Finally had something fun. I figured was a great play of the week candidate. I was able to secure a box of Zero Cool V Friends. The people who did get their hands on any form of Zero Cool got a nice surprise. More of a joke on the industry at the time. A handful of GI Joe packs. After opening them for fun, I noticed there was a very nicely centered Cobra Commander.
No
A few
way.
months back when PSA had their $30 option, I figured at that price it was worth a gamble. To my surprise, it did come back at 10. With such a low pop and very few sales and no really rush to move it, I just threw it up on eBay for $4.99. Well, after sitting on it for a few weeks, I got an offer of $250. Gladly accepted it. $185 profit after fees and grading isn't too bad for a free gift from Gary and Josh. Was able to take the $185 to the Burbank show and go dollar box diving.
I mean, this might be the winner, and it's the first
Yeah,
one.
that's a great
What a
play.
story.
That's a great play.
It's a great story.
It's a pop three.
Share that with the gang.
Yeah, for
Pop
sure.
3
That's-
from 91.
If anyone doesn't understand what they're saying, the joke was that they put in the boxes, they put some G.I. Joe packs because of the Pokemon break that happened where they opened up the box and there's just a bunch of G.I. Joe packs. So that was the bit. It's hilarious that there was a PSA 10 in there that is a pop 3.
That's wild.
I love it.
Wild, wild, wild. Not bad. Not bad at all for free. All right. Oh, man. Darren DMass98. So he says, my submission for play of the week. Quick shout out to Lou for taking the time to chat at the National on your way to PSA. Here's my play. About 2 weeks before the National, I went and looked at Facebook Marketplace bulk lot that wasn't far from me. It was 6 large boxes stacked to the brim with raw cards, not in any top loaders or penny sleeves. After looking through it, it was mostly 90s junk wax football, but I saw some 2000s football that intrigued me. He was asking for $250, which I quickly was way off of. Ended up paying $60 cash for the lot, so it's out of his garage. It also came with 147 packs of 1990 Pro Football Series 2. I sold all the packs at a local flea market for $60, recouping all of my investment. Then started digging into the boxes. Found a Breeze 01 Topps rookie, and I scored big with a 2000 Brady Dominion rookie. After organizing out cards of value, I took it to the National. I sold it all to a dealer for $250 cash. I used that to get a PC piece, 2004 Game 4 clinching World Series ticket from the Red Sox, winning their first World Series in 86 years.
That's cool.
I'm in ticket sales for an MLB team, MILB team. So that is a great desk piece.
That's dope.
That's pretty cool.
That's really sweet.
And shout out to Ranger the Cat.
Yeah. First off, his last name's Messier, so respect the Ranger tie.
He's just crossing all of our interests here.
Yeah, got a little Brady in there, a little baseball for Lou. That Breeze kind of looks nice. Who's the other quarterback with Brady in that card?
San Francisco.
Is it Giovanni Carmazzi?
Yeah, it is
Yeah,
Carmazzi.
it's gotta be Carmazzi.
Yeah.
I think that's who it is.
For a second, it kind of looks like a Michigan Penn State like duel.
No, it says SF on the bottom.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Sorry, for a half second. Like
Gotcha,
if you just go
yeah.
quick glance, you got the white and the
Yeah.
because
No.
Brady's not wearing Penn State, Michigan not wearing Patriot gear.
It's definitely is a college jersey tie. It's definitely not a San Francisco Niners jersey. You're 100% right. It's a college jersey.
I don't know where he played, but
Jay said Hofstra.
Shout out
Love
Hofstra.
it. Shout out Hofstra.
All right, next play, Jay.
Shout out Messier.
All right.
Manti Te'o. Whoa.
I like it.
Moto
I like what we're
Sports.
seeing here.
I'm from Hawaii. In late May, I was searching for cards of players from Hawaii for my PC. I saw a listing for a 14 flawless Te'o patch auto. Manti is arguably the greatest linebacker in Hawaii high school history, and this was a first-year flawless with a 2-color patch and an on-card auto. So with the 2-color patch and on-card auto, so at just $13.50, I thought this was a steal for the PC. Fast forward a few weeks ago, there was buzz on a local news story about a Netflix documentary about Te'o, focusing on how he was catfished while he was playing for Notre Dame. I put the card up on a 7-day eBay auction starting at $15. The card instantly got a ton of views and watchers, which I assume were from the hype of the documentary. At the end of the auction, the card had generated 27 bids from 19 users, and the final sale price ended at $93. A nice ROI on something I had not planned to flip. To top it off, the auction was won by someone from Hawaii. Hope you like my submission.
I love the submission. Couple of things I really love about this. The first one is that the way that this person found out about the Netflix documentary was the local news. Sometimes I forget that the local news like even exists anymore. So I love that. And 27 bids is like a lot of bids. There was real action on Manti the last couple of weeks.
I wanted an
Obviously, it makes
exquisite
sense,
patch
but-
auto. I wanted an exquisite Notre Dame patch auto for the PC. We talked about it before, like just as a card collector and a college football fan or a sports fan, like when those memories happen, like especially at the time, like 13, I was young, right? Just didn't hadn't built what we build now. So it's like looking back on it, I probably wouldn't have bought a Manti Te'o patch auto, and I wouldn't have appreciated the moment at the time. But looking back on it, it was a big deal. Like Te'o,
Huge deal.
like it was a big deal, and he was good. It was crazy. And this was a big deal. Like I talk about the Linsanity one a lot. I remember Strasburg. I remember watching a kid get traded out of the National over Steven Strasburg rookie. Like those type of things I look back on and be like,
Yeah,
man,
but-
it's
Wait, what's up with Strasburg? What were you
in
saying?
2000, it was like 2009 at the Baltimore National. Tops had like these free Strasburg rookies, whatever, at their booth, and they would let the crowd in, and the crowd would just run. You just see this little kid get trampled as this crowd's like just moving through. I mean, because like what people do is they would run in and wait in line at like Tops or Panini's booths, and they would just stand there and just wait until they started. It was like it wasn't 2009, it was 11. But they would just stand in line and wait. Go ahead.
Sorry, finish.
No, you're good. You're good.
There's a NT logo NFL shield auto on eBay right now. Manti.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's cool to collect stuff like that. So love the play. Love the first year flawless. Not bad.
Awesome. Love it.
Wasn't Strasburg initially a Jersey dude? I thought he was.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I just remember when it was a big deal. Like him,
Me
Bryce
too.
Harper, Chris Bryant.
Hmm.
This is from North
Strasburg was
underscore,
nasty.
yeah. North_West Cards. Hey guys, hope this makes the play of the week. Started listening to your podcast when you guys started out. It inspired me to dig through my old collection from when I was a kid. Found this Venusaur Legendary Collection reverse holo. Sent it off to PSA for $50. Came back at PSA 7 and I listed it for $420 Canadian. Accepted an offer for $400. After shipping and fees, I'll pocket just over $300. Great podcast. Keep up the good work.
Beautiful.
That's a great set. I love that set.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I love the pod for reasons like this. Simple, smooth. $300 just hanging out in the crib.
Yep, easy money. And shout out to you.
Yeah.
Northwest Cards. Kind of
Yep.
like the handle too. Clean.
At the LeBron Bowman, looks like Bowman Gold
Yeah.
as the profile pick. I mean,
Mhm.
Beautiful card.
love it. All right, next play, Jay.
Ho, ho, ho. Let's go.
All right, this is from
Let's go. He is a
Skunev?
rebound player.
from Scott. In June, there were rumors that Arsenal, an English Premier League team, would sign Gabriel Jesus, who had been underachieving with Man City. I knew he was a likely rebound player, so went and searched for his early numbered cards. After searching eBay, ComC, and Facebook, I was able to find a 2018 NT Gold for $90 on ComC. I knew the price was low for an Arsenal player, so I purchased it. He then went bananas, scoring tons of Joga Bonito goals during their preseason tour. Then on August 8th, someone purchased the card for $275. That's a profit of $171.25 after fees.
And Scott sold it early. They're on
Why was
fire.
that happening?
Arsenal's top of the table, 12 points through 4. Best start they've had. He is the guy they brought in. He's scoring goals. August 8th was early. So,
I think I'm still taking that 275.
Oh, for sure. Brilliant play. I'm just showing even more so of like
Yeah,
the
it's
play was
crazy.
even righter than 275, I think.
Yeah, he was super right. It's a good job. Shout out ComC. I love ComC, man.
Brazil, this World Cup has I'm like hesitant to say it because there's this overhanging cloud over the World Cup that no one's going to go as big as they would like because of all that comes with just it being held in Qatar and the political pressures and this, that, and what have you. And so the marketing dollars won't be spent as big and what have you. But Brazil has a real squad. Argentina has a real squad. Like there's Brazil is in the mix when push comes to shove. I mean, that is huge.
They're always in the mix, I feel like.
They've kind of the last 8 years, they've kind of not been as Brazil.
Since what, like the old Ronaldinho days?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Did they get blown out in the finals in Germany in 2008? It's maybe been 2 World Cups. Ronaldinho was kind of like the tail end when they still had a little squad. But
they're the favorites.
And Neymar. Like
he said, they're in the mix.
They are in the mix. Being favorites is like France, Argentina. There's like,
yeah,
what are they? Plus 300. The next favorite's like plus 350. Like that's
you're basically right.
Yeah,
they're more in the mix than not in the mix.
Yeah.
Favorite
will change tomorrow. Yeah.
Jay, is there more?
No, that's it.
Also wanted to say shout out on his screen. He had a couple 95-cent sales for Futera United cards.
Shout out.
Little 2020 Futera Unique. Zidane. Shout out.
This is tough.
This is a good one. Mantle 12.6. He had like a flash in the panty once he made the league, right?
He got a second contract and then he was done.
Like the day he signed it?
It was the classic like linebacker 3-year deal that was really a 1-year deal and hasn't found his way back, to my understanding.
Yep.
So yeah, I think Mantai's in the lead, or the first one. I think the first one's low key.
Yeah, the first one is low key. I kind of like the final card.
I like the Manti Te'o and find out about the documentary on the news.
But I think this one's good. Like it was like a bit.
I'm not saying not good. They're all.
I also love the just go to your personal stash from a kid, pull out a card, and make $300.
Yeah. I mean,
I like
the
simple approach.
I like hey, we're gonna do some digging on this guy that's gonna likely leave this club and go find somewhere else and buy his good stuff. Like 18 national treasures out of 10. That's a good card. Like,
yeah,
they're all good. Jay's not giving us, dumpster fires.
I'm gonna go Teo.
I'm going Gabby Jesus because I got to stick with my proper football brethren.
I'm going Teo. So,
congrats to Motorsports.
It feels right. I'll give you all that. Right.
I mean,
it feels like the time is right. This is a proper play. This is all that we need.
I mean, could this be like the first Hawaii play? Like first Hawaii winner?
It has to be the first Hawaii play.
Is Motorsports hosting us down there?
Motorsports, are you living in Hawaii right now? What's good?
Car Talk Hawaii?
I will.
In my blood.
I will cancel everything for Car Talk Hawaii.
Couple Kelly Slater autos.
Reg would love to go to Hawaii. So if you tell me you want to go to Hawaii, like let's go to Hawaii.
Kelly Slater PSA 10. Let's see what we got. Classic SI for kids is the first thing that pops up.
Classic.
If Kelly Slater as an SI for kids card doesn't make the most sense.
Okay.
All right, real quick before we wrap it up, we do got to get to latest launch. A couple things coming out this week. Luminance football is going to be one. We're starting to trickle into 2022 product, starting to get down that road. You've got Chronicles UFC, Topps Chrome, Star Wars Mandalorian, Tier 1 Bundesliga Soccer, and Topps UEFA Champions League Stadium Club Chrome Soccer, Upper Deck Clear Cut Hockey. So decent amount of product this week. You got UFC, hockey, multiple soccers, Star Wars, football. Good amount of product.
I like it.
So ready for Luminance. I think that's going to be fun. I think football products starting to trickle out as the season starts. That will definitely build some momentum. Like football's going to be hot. It's 229 days, they said, since college football ended. Like I'm ready for it. Ohio State. We do have to do this. This is later, and I know Jay will be able to clip this, but we got to do this. We forgot to do the college football picks.
That's what I was literally just about to say.
We forgot to
So
do
what are
college
we
football
doing?
picks. So you do 4-team
Playoff, right?
playoff. Yeah, the national champion, and then Heisman Trophy prediction.
Okay.
I want to go second.
I'll go last. Ty, just don't make it as bad as Desmond Howard's. He picked
Sean Clifford for the Heisman.
God, it's worse.
Come on, Ty. Respect the game.
What?
My
Y'all
man
never
is-
seen a fifth-year
Sean
senior
Clifford's not a good
quarterback
pick.
come? Guy's been at the helm for 5 years.
Fine.
Our season goes this way. There's 2 football games. You win them, and you're playing in the Big Ten championship. You lose them, and you're
That's
a
true. That is
3-loss
how the Big
irrelevant
Ten
team.
works.
Like, it's fairly simple. One time every 5 or 6 years, we beat Ohio State.
That is how it
Then we have a dust up with Michigan, and then you've got your classic middle of the pack Big Ten battle where it's like 17-14 the late, and you either make a play or don't. Right? Is that not how the Big Ten works?
That's very accurate.
It's more or less how it works, yeah.
Yours
Yeah,
is the
more or less.
out of conference game. Ours is Ohio State.
Yeah, ours just happens to be the Big Ten team we're overlooking, like the Purdue, the Iowa, the middle of the pack team that like gets
The
hot for one
Minnesota
game.
that sneaks up on you.
Yeah, it just becomes their Super Bowl or their national championship, and we overlook it on the road at night, and it just bites you in the ass.
Yeah. So, as Kirk Herbstreit has eloquently pointed out to start off the year, Sean Clifford
Penn
is
State-
getting no respect.
Yeah, Penn State was his sleeper team.
I feel not bad about having a quarterback that's been in the program for 4+ years starting off the season.
You also predicted
Maybe a dumpster fire,
Heisman
but
just
might
now.
be great. And our boy, Drew Aller, is the backup Q. Freshman, number 1 recruit.
So, is that one of your playoff teams? Who are your 4 playoff teams? We got to go.
Oh, man. Penn State, Clemson, Bama. I don't know.
Pac-12 team? Pick any Pac-12 team?
USC.
There you go.
I mean,
Okay.
they're terrible.
So,
I mean, I think they're probably going to be the favorite in the Pac-12. Who's going to win the national championship?
State.
Penn State. All right, I'll go second. Unbelievable. I will go Georgia. I will go Ohio State. I will go Utah.
it's one of mine.
And I will go Texas.
That's really good. I like that a lot. Who's winning the national title?
Georgia's winning the Natty. And then, but my pick for the Heisman is Will Anderson.
Yeah, great picks. Guy knows his stuff for sure. You can
Guy's
definitely
paying
tell
attention.
this guy takes it seriously. This guy knows what he's doing. I mean,
of the game.
good guy. Yeah, Will Anderson is going to be, I think, 1 or 2 in the Heisman this year. I think that's a good
Yes.
pick. That kid's a stud. I am going to go Ohio State, Alabama. Not one of you picked Alabama to be in the college football playoff. That would be a shocker if Alabama's not in the college football playoff. Ohio State, Alabama, Utah. I can get behind the Utah pick. I like that pick a lot.
I love Utah.
I've come down to the last one. Like USC has so much talent on the team. You got Lincoln Riley. I like that. I like the Hurricanes. I think that's a sneaky pick. Clemson could get there. I do like that Cade Klubenik kid, that 5-star prospect from Texas. I think he's good. I think he's going to end up beating DJ at some point. If he gets cut from the team, I don't want to hear it. Definitely had nothing to do with that. I don't want to go down that road. Yeah, 4th one. Like, I think it's man. I think that the others, like, I'm going to pick a team. Like, I think Penn State, Georgia, two from the same conference that makes more sense. I would bet on the Big Ten to get 2 teams in, or the SEC teams for one of the Big 12 teams to beat each other up all year. I would go Georgia. I just think that makes the most sense. I'm going to go Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, and Utah. Ohio State, Alabama in the national title makes the most sense. It's the chalk pick for sure. I think those 2 teams have the most talent. I think Ohio State's going to win it all this year. I'm going to go Ohio State.
They're very good.
I picked Alabama to win it last year. And I think, Jay, do we have a clip of that? I think I picked Bryce Young to win the Heisman. I would love to know who I picked last year. I would love to know that last year. Will Anderson. I'm taking Stroud. I'm going Homer this year. I don't normally go like Homer like that. Just because I just don't like to do that. But I think Ohio State's got the best team in the country. I'm gonna go Ohio State. Obviously, got a big weekend ahead.
I don't think I will. If we do this show for the next 10 years, I think I'll take a Penn State every year.
As you should.
Yeah.
Georgia starts off tough too, by the way.
Georgia starts Oregon, don't they?
Yep. That's not a.
And Ty, when do you play Auburn?
We play Auburn the weekend of
third week.
Third week, yeah. So we got this week, then you've got the week after Labor Day, which is 9/11 week, and then it's the following week.
18th.
Correct.
Yeah, Ohio State plays somebody bad. All right. So I got for now. We'll see you guys next time. Peace, guys.
Peace and love.
Peace.